afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting and amazing Propagandacast from your host, Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda. We're off here to a 1 vs 1 on Rechnaya Pereprava. In the north is Borobadger, fighting for the Wehrmacht. Germany, Deutschland, taking on the role here of the 17th SS Panzerdivision here with Jaeger Infantry, featuring ambush training. Jaeger Light Infantry upgrades, Jaeger Command Squads, the Artillery Barrage, and the Stuart Close Air Support with Infantry, Pantherfast, and Pack Bulletins. Versus south, it is Barton, fighting for America, Freedom, Democracy, taking the role of the 2nd Infantry Division with Airborne Company to back it up. We got Pathfinders, right, in fact, summed immediately with 50 cals, paratroopers, para-dropped anti-tank guns, and the P-47 rocket strafe here. Barton leads the 2nd Infantry Division, 2nd Battalion, to victory, possibly, against the Krauts. In the north, we got fuel pond being hit. Pathfinders laying down, beacon around the car pond as well there. Grenadiers MD42 here for Borobadger and the 17th SS. 6th Company, as it advances here to secure this flank on a larger battlefield. Moving up here with the MD42 up the centre, Grenadiers advancing their east and eastern missions with the Pioneer. We're probably seeing more Grenadiers here for Borobadger, but both sides they're having neatly chosen doctrines. Jaeger Infantry here with ambush training, Jaeger Light Infantry upgrades, Jaeger Command Squads, Light Artillery Barrages, and the Stuka Close Air Support here available for Borobadger. And as always, please remember to like, subscribe, and share, and press that bell button. Helps me, helps you, but mostly helps me. Also, big thanks to my patrons and supporters, without which episode and so many others would not be possible. Moving up here for the centre, there you go, more Pathfinders. In fact, he's going for a triple Pathfinder build. Those are kind of rare, since obviously the Pathfinders, while they can in theory do a lot of damage to the marksman rifle, they're also a bit squishy, can bleed out fast, and they can also be a bit expensive. But obviously, if you manage to get BARs on them, they can actually scale quite aggressively. So they're a bit of a trickier unit, but if you can sort of make them work, they can actually work out quite well. So you can see the Grenadiers are now losing to the Pathfinders at range, because again, as soon as they get enough damage in, then the Pathfinders suddenly begin picking off people very quickly. And there you go, Grenadiers go down to half health. And that's also the thing, like on one-on-one engagements at range, they're actually quite, sensible there, as you can see here. So right now, Barton is hitting Borobadger hard here, who clearly was not expecting a heavy Pathfinder build here from Barton. But this is Barton after all. 3rd Grenadier Squad here for Borobadger. Ambush training could be used to maybe help lure in some of the Pathfinders. Punish flanking him for the building, catching the Pathfinder Squad a bit off guard, but the Grenadier Squads are immediately forced to retreat here in the face of the sheer weight of Pathfinders that Barton is bringing to bear against Borobadger. Know that the terrain here is making it hard for them to get a clear line of sight on the Pathfinders, and Barton, of course, using the shrubberies here to probably do that. But there you go, MD42 is going to set up the Pathfinders to retreat, at least disengage. Plus, with the Pathfinder or Pioneer spotting here, the Pathfinders can't easily flank the machine gun either. Up north, you got reasons for the Grenadiers getting a quick kill there with M1 carbine. Barton might in fact be taking up already. Yes, indeed, we got the platoon command post for Barton and the 2nd Infantry Division as Borobadger and the 17th charges ahead. South here, point secured. Ambush camouflage build here for Borobadger. Ooh, accidental move here. The Grenadiers getting caught up close by the Pathfinders. MD42 is moving up here for Borobadger, and Barton decides to pull back the Pathfinders across the stream here. All to perhaps deal here with Borobadger's infiltration or insertion on the north side. Back here, take up for Borobadger. Pathfinders and reactions retreating here. Grenadiers being slowly bit out here by the Pathfinders. A lot of action in there. Going straight for the fuel pond here. Borobadger goes deep behind Barton's lines to disrupt his fuel supply there, directly at its heart. A bold move there by Borobadger, a bit risky, but as long as Barton doesn't get any vehicles out fast or sneaks up with a lot of Pathfinders retreat path, it should work out there for Borobadger. So bold, yet actually clever. Though again, risky. Back here, Lieutenant calls us out. Nothing further on there for Barton. We got Grenadiers versus the Pathfinders close to the curve point. Quick rough grenade, and Barton doesn't see it in time. The entire unit is almost annihilated with only one man surviving. Meanwhile, the lieutenant is being hosed with lead here in this stream with no co-watch. In fact, negative co. The lieutenant suffered a gruesome fate with his team. And the assault is an incredibly swift retreat here. So right now, Borobadger is hitting Barton here at all of the soft spots there. Good work there by Borobadger. Barton hastening up through the south flanking around here. Borobadger's main line. Not a bad move there by Barton, but he still needs to get some work in here versus him. We got the 5th Cup on the way there for Barton for Freedom, Democracy. Grenadiers repositioning. No sign of ambush training yet here for ambush camouflage here for Borobadger. Ambush training is not just the camouflage, it's also the sprint ability you get from it. And of course the sprint ability itself is also very nice. There you go, Borobadger actually makes use of a lot of ammo players to actually get something in ambush training, actually Not like to remember that you actually also get sprint with it, and sprint can be really good, in particular with panzer grenadiers. It can allow you to quickly get up close to the assault rifles into a better range, which is great. Also remember when you actually got sprint for your machine guns as well, that was even better. But the machine gun collector has been right over the lieutenant up closely, doing some heavy damage there. Pathfinders to the grenadiers. Those pathfinders will have to retreat. There we go, try to get for the machine gun, but close one there still. Borobadger managed to save it. The pathfinders also managed to avoid death. There's the get around the corners there quite swiftly here. Determining to occupy the building. Knight to Borobadger here and get some extra damage in the grenadier squad down. Close being wiped out here. Oh dear, he's too slow, Borobadger was too slow and lost the entire grenadier squad here. Significant tactical advantage here for Barton in the early game. Brutal stuff there for Borobadger, in particular as the Wehrmacht, which tends to be a lot more vulnerable to such early losses. They can quickly tilt against them. Back in reinforcement, nothing further going there for Barton otherwise. No ambulances yet, and no sign of, say, for example, BARs, since Pathfinders with BARs can be quite nasty in the right hands. No G43s up here yet. Oh, there we go. Spoke too soon. 2 squads being upgraded with a Gewehr 43 for Borobadger. Like to make a nice company finished up. 2-2 or 2-5.5 to give the effective choices versus Barton. Grenadiers being suppressed out in the open alongside the MG42. In fact, note he's fudging down the 5th caliber there, but Borobadger takes advantage to get close enough to get off a rifle grenade on the 5th caliber. Ambulance for Barton, very good. 2-2 for Borobadger, also very good. Reasons there, Cutlass being executed. You can even try maybe, you know, interrogate one of them. Maybe. Guess the answer to that is a 9. Got Pathfinders moving up here though, 2 squads. And there's the need to be careful, of course. Right now they're definitely bunched up, so rifle grenade here could be quite handy. There you go, Barton disengages as he realizes he could get rifle grenaded there, and that would not be great for his Pathfinders. There you go, 1 squad getting 22. We got 4 kills there. We got 4 kills on the other one as well. Ambulance moving up to reinforce here at the base. We got 485 to 459. Grenadiers falling back here, so they simply cannot match the Pathfinder's long range without more firepower. And there you go. Borobadger commits the to-do here to the northern flank. Gets around Barton's Pathfinders, of course. While the Pathfinder build sort of has some advantages versus Borobadger's infantry, it has one particular weakness. There's no snares. There's no way of catching up the to-do here. And that is a significant vulnerability that Barton has left himself open to. He's obviously, he's probably been aware of it. I'd imagine. Might not be obviously, but he probably should have been aware of this. Of course, I planned for it. Got the lieutenant with the pursuit on the way, but even then, I feel like you can a bit faster get out something to help deal with an armoured car. Since again, light vehicles would basically be the major obstacle here for Barton's strategy, even remotely working out, because again, they cannot defend themselves versus 2-2, let alone a flame for a half-track. Worth noting here, Barton's got plenty of munitions. He could consider going for some weapon racks. I mean, a bunch of bars here would be great for him. Bazookas and the reactions would also be quite helpful versus Borobadger's vehicles and potential armor down the road. Back reinforcement. Healing there for Borobadger and the German army, the 17th SS. A SS Panzer Grenadier division formed up of ethnic Germans from Hungary primarily. I think there might also been some from Romania. First saw service in 1944 in Normandy, in fact, where it only received, in some cases, only weeks of training, most cases 7 months of training. The division was basically not properly trained yet, and in particular issues with like larger scale coordination were some of the issues the division suffered from. Additionally, it actually struggled with having the requisite trucks needed. In fact, several battalions were mounted on bicycles. So, little fun fact there. They're also likely those bicycles were requisitioned from other countries. We got a Jaeger Infantry and Airborne for Borobadger. Some more Southward Grenadiers for the larger numbers and more G43s right off the bat. Grenadiers are being routed though, being overwhelmed. We got the 5th caliber up there for Barton as well. Once more, Borobadger goes straight for the fuel pond there directly. Doesn't bother any minor stops there. Good work by Borobadger. Got the Pathfinders nearby, and there we go. We do get weapon racks. We do get the Barfinders out here for Barton. There obviously wants double of them, but the Pathfinder's marksman rifle synergizes quite well with the bars, so of course quickly do more damage, and then they over increasing the chance of the Pathfinders actually getting killed. That rifle grenade off here by the looks of it. Yes, indeed. Barton almost loses the entire Pathfinder squad. He was too slow to realise it, and the 2-2 of course has no issues pursuing them, wiping them out there. A staggering blow here to Barton. A staggering blow and great work there. Borobadger helps compensate for the loss of the Grenadiers he suffered earlier. Almost got the other Grenadier squad though. More Pathfinders here for Barton and for the 2nd Infantry Division, as Borobadger and the 17th SS continues his assault. Eastern fuel point enabling cease for the 5th cover. The Mardu, 2nd Paratrooper squad, or Pathfinder squad, does not bother to hang around and ask for questions or directions and just gets out of there. More bars being handed out there, so far only equipping 1 it seems. Oh, sitting out with the bar finders. Jaeger commands for the gun engaged with reasons, and of course the bar finders. 5 kills, Rechnaya 2. Jaeger commands for definitely dangerous. There you go, immediately 1 model dropped. No one quickly drops as well. You can see, like, upgraded Pathfinders there, but in particular with a bit of veteran, can actually very quickly get kills on the opponent. The Jaeger command squad, of course, can bite back, and the Pathfinders did suffer some losses, but the Jaeger command squad suffered significantly rapid casualties there. Got the Eastern fuel pony. I think the Lieutenant needs to get out of there before the Grenadiers overwhelm them. The only advantage here for Barton is the Grenadiers don't have G43s on them as well. Borobadger, by the way, going for a mortar. Not bad. He provides general artillery support for his men. Can be used both offensively and defensively. And of course, get access to the smoke screen, so you can use that, for example, to deal with the machine guns, anti-tank guns, and whatnot. In fact, we do have 1 anti-tank gun here, airdropped by Barton. Thumbs up there. And that's certainly one of the strengths of Airborne, allows you to get full complement support weapons. Even just go for the Lieutenant or just the Captain, you can always just get the other one from there. So, certainly a strength of the dogs. I'm surprised we're not seeing any paratroopers here yet, but he's obviously focusing on the Pathfinders. There you go. Nice use of sprint there, just quickly trying to outmaneuver the 5th cover there. Barton, those sensors and retreats though. Good work by Barton. Northern fuel being seized back. Lots of action on the flanks, by the way. Neither side getting too focused in the center, which can be sort of a thing a lot of players can occasionally get caught into. Like, they just fight over the center, but like, they don't get tanks, so they're holding that. Whereas again, the side fuel points here, of course, much more important. So, good work there by both Borobadger and Barton. Borobadger, by the way, has managed to take up already. Barton could also be taken up here, but is yet to go there. But good work there by Borobadger. For the Wehrmacht in particular, it's actually quite crucial to take up fast, since its support recall is really effective where a lot of the stuff happens as the Wehrmacht. Like, it's kind of like the good tier for the Wehrmacht. The tier 4 usually being rather overrated and not remotely good. Things I need to get out of there before they get annihilated here by Borobadger's combined forces. Great hit from the M1 anti-tank and then the 2-2 set up in the nice stream though. I wonder where they keep the ammunition though. Carl, where do you get the ammunition from? Down here, Sarge. Oh god. Pathfinder dealing with the Grenadiers. Jaeger command squad, there we go. Falls away roughly. It goes a bit too far, but still gets a kill on the Lieutenant's team. Another 5th cab on the way there for Barton. Still no tech. Got the 2-2 though. That's a small win there for Barton. And a small loss there for Borobadger. Morton needs to be careful here. Definitely 2-3 that one, I think. Back here, nothing further going for Borobadger. He can go for a fast Osman for something. That'd be pretty nice there for Barton. He does have an anti-tank gun and some bazookas. But even then, like, just an Osman could be really uncomfortable for him to deal with. But I would not be surprised if Borobadger just goes for the standard Panzer IV. 5th cover with the Grenadiers. And pushing back there the Germans being routed there as well. Mortar ring down here, awfully close, gets a kill there. Pathfinders there, 2 kills, slowly approaching it. There you go. Pioneers are dropping like sacks of wheat from the 10th floor of an old rotten granary. Closing on the ace level in with these chaps. Ooh, drop weapon there, but he's got double up. Trying to make a run forward. He gets it there. He might even be trying to bait them in for it, in which case that's really clever about because you want them. Borobadger's Grenadiers, and no! Oh, he gets them. He does actually get them. A minor loss there for Borobadger. 5th Gull applying suppressor fire, then mortar raining down death. Borobadger is very close to the Panzer IV. Meanwhile, Barton has still yet to take up. Oh boy, but that's because he has to go for this first before he take up. Either way, slightly outside there with Barton. You should at least have the tech going by now, in which case he would actually not, I think, be too far off maybe to call in a tank after that. So he needs to take up, though. He needs to take up fast before Borobadger hits him over the head with a Panzer IV. Pioneers reinforcing healing. Panzer IV halfway done there for Borobadger. And the 17th. Germans being routed. Southern fuel being seized again. Barton's really exerting good control of the fuel points. He's quite good at harassing them, and Borobadger with the infant loss is struggling a bit to sort of keep pace for that. Of course, the Panzer IV will do him quite a bit of good. Barton still hasn't tagged up. That one is a bit awkward. But great for Borobadger, great for Borobadger. I mean, the more time his tank has to like just wreak havoc and Barton, the better. That's, of course, the M1 tank should not be taken lightly and could give Barton or Borobadger a bit of a headache if he's not careful or just really unlucky. While we find the advancing pioneers there from the east echelons. And goes to press them. Nice work. North here, Lieutenant, where's the Grenadiers and the Panther 4. Lieutenant quickly backs off here. Deciding that engagement cannot be won. It would just be a waste of good American lives. Barton in lead here with Borobadger in terms of victory points. Of course, it is a tiny one, a minuscule one. Coming on to the center. Machine gun mortar hanging back here, forming up a small heavy weapons platoon there to cover the center area. Grenadiers being shot down to bits. In fact, could get another wipe here on Borobadger. Oh dear, careful Borobadger. 4-6, 4-6. He might actually want to consider some Panda Grenadiers, to be honest. We got the Pathfinders here as the Jaeger Command Squad. I think without bars, they have to retreat here. Mortar landing dangerously close. Grenadiers still retreating up north. Nice save there by Borobadger. Could have gotten very ugly though with a bit of bad luck. Second Pathfinder Squad moving up the 3 kills veterans to 1. There we go. Barton finally has the Major out, and he's immediately going for Sherman. Good response there by Barton. Need to fix... Oh, the Panther doesn't need fixing though. That's good for Borobadger. Shoots and misses. Backs off. Anti-tank being moved up there. Barton's in good control of most of the map. And he's steadily increased the victory gap lead between him and Borobadger. Then he's advancing in the centre. More G-43 stuff for Borobadger in the German army. And there you go. Using the Pathfinder spot for the anti-tank. They're creating, of course, obviously, you know, synergy overlaps there. Good work there with Barton. Makes it harder for Borobadger to park his tank safely. As Barton can just creep up with the anti-tank to the Pathfinder's been shooting at it. Major moving in there, but there you go. Machine gun position here. Oh, it's going to get hit by artillery. Mortar also needs to be careful, of course. Well, Borobadger reacting time. There you go. At least the machine gun is moving, but the mortar is perhaps a bit too slow here. Oh, bullseye on the mortar crew. That's got to feel bad there for Borobadger. At least he can salvage the mortar, but the loss of the crew there, it's got to feel bad. It's got to feel bad. Panther protects rate hit from the anti-tank gun, rushes straight at it. Not the worst idea, to be honest, since right now, Barton's eyesight the anti-tank gun, allowing the Panther to get close to it. Of course, we do have a super team nearby, but if he clears out the anti-tank gun, that's going to be an issue, so you can then, just back off and allow him to sort of clear out the gap. There we go. Good work by Borobadger there. Sherman's on the move here. Panther fast on this Sherman. Mortar firing down the 50 couple nearby here. Situation just got a lot more messy between the two players. Both have the tank stuck in slightly compromised position. Looks like Barton's Sherman's about to go down here. Barton's him not just focused on the anti-tank, but racing the Sherman with insufficient support here. That is brutal. And he lost his lieutenant as well. The Sherman got abandoned. Oh boy, that's a real sucker punch there on Barton. As if the Borobadger grabbed a bar of soap and forced Barton to eat it. Good lord, that was just brutal. I mean, Barton still got most of the map. He still got a big 2-point lead. He still has the fuel lead. But that was definitely not great there for Barton, losing anti-tank gun. Sherman that's been abandoned, so he could maybe recruit if he's lucky. But that is still very nasty. And Borobadger ran off with the anti-tank gun. Panther 4 don't need repairs. He can soon go for another piece of armor. Back reinforcement thing going on there for Barton. Seizing the southern fuel point. Got to use the Pathfinders again there for Barton. Pathfinders ambushing the machine gun, forcing retreat there for Borobadger. Troops sitting out there. Panther 4 being fixed up, slowly getting ready. Bring in troops support here and cover the Sherman as he tries to repair it. Major movement as well. Their Pathfinder's just acting as a bit of screen. It's only a bit awkward there for Borobadger if Barton's able to get the Sherman working here without any contest. In particular, he can then go for another Sherman, which point is going to have 2 tanks versus Borobadger's perhaps only 1. Mortar firing done. You got awfully close. No, it's actually shooting the machine gun. Oh dear, Barton is very much looking like he will be able to get the Sherman back in operation here versus Borobadger and the 17th SS Panzer Grenadier Division. Occasionally actually mistakenly called the 17th SS Panzer Division. That's actually something Relic did in the original Company's campaign. They actually referred to him as the 17th SS Panzer Division, when they're actually the 17th SS Panzer Grenadier Division. Fun fact. Machine gun there takes a nasty hit. But most of the unit was apparently elsewhere. Guess he got a bit lucky there. Sherman almost good to go there for Barton, for freedom, democracy. Panther sending out here for Borobadger. That's Vaterland, striking hard here at the support weapons. Anti-tank though, not quite set up. There we go. Gets a good hit on the Panther 4. First shot pierces the armor with ease. Second shot going to follow quickly here. Another penetrating hit. There we got Pereprava scored in for Barton here. Surprising he's not trying to just get more armor out at the moment. I mean, Pereprava was a great, make no mistake, but I just feel like it would make more sense right now for Barton just getting more tanks. Like, build superiority there. Before, you know, Borobadger might be able to somehow, you know, say, get out of Stug, in which case you're going to get a chance against Sherman all the way, though. Sherman is recruit. It is operable once more for Barton. Good work there. Good work. 5th Cav being routed. Southern victory point being seized. Barton has a big lead here with Borobadger. Very big. Got Pereprava there. Pathfinders galore. And 5th Cav routing the Gundese with heavy casualties to follow. Pereprava about here. Can equip them with Thompsons, but he might be more likely to go there for the Browning light machine gun. The reinforcement south here, Jaeger Command's going to be engaged with the Pathfinders and the 5th Cav. Panther 4 almost good to go there for Borobadger. Sherman sitting out. Ground the far northern point here, there's a Grenadier. Could try and hit the northern victory point. He probably should look into that. Panther 4 charges in here. Pretty, I think, well there by Borobadger. Rather brazen. Goes in deep here. Risks losing the Panther 4 there. Going to tank and supporting. Anti-tank against the Fat M1 supporting both sides here. Almost got the Sherman, but the Panther 4 is also in a bad spot. It does gain victory 2 there. Not enough veterans here for the take aim ability, allowing the Sherman to get away. All of a sudden, great there for Borobadger. He does get Barton's other anti-tank gun cleared out. If you could seize that one and turn against Barton as well, that'd be pretty awkward for Barton. Modifier raining down. Panther 4 here pursuing the Sherman. Bit aggressive, bit reckless there by Borobadger. But if it works, it works. And certainly also, I think, just punishes Barton for not just going for more tanks when he could have. Like, that definitely seems to be a bit of a mistake here of Barton, to put it very generously. Usually, I think, just have more, well, you know, tanks running, in which case I don't think Borobadger would safely make that Panther 4 push like he did. So, definitely a mistake by Barton there, tactically and strategically. Meanwhile, Borobadger is just adding more tanks, trying to build ahead while he is ahead. 2 thumbs up there to Borobadger. Very good stuff there. Back here, troop reinforcing healing. Panther 4 on the way there, slowly but surely. Barton, meanwhile, is flooding resources. Got the Pereprava equipped with the double Brownings, as expected. Jackson tanks are on the way there for Borobadger in the south. The Panther moving ahead here with its Schutzen added. Fun fact, the Schutzen were added to help deal with anti-tank rifles. I think lesser degree some anti-tank guns, but primarily anti-tank rifles. And would later in the war sort of be replaced by wire mesh armored side skirts to help try and defeat heat-shaped rounds like bazooka fire and such. So, little fun fact there. In fact, wire mesh sort of armored side skirts still a common, you know, improvised mesh you can see in some common conflicts today. Little fun side note there. Pereprava there, being right here with the Air Command Squad. Nice little ambush there. Panther 4 setting ahead. Needs to pick up the first one. Jackson almost down there for Barton. More Pioneers there, since Borobadger did lose a Pioneer squad. That's a bit awkward there, but not the biggest loss at the moment. There's still something that slows him down. He's also finally going for the victory points. He is down to 110 versus 392. I mean, Barton's in otherwise in a strong position. He's kind of, I think, being a bit too laxy, a bit too lazy versus Borobadger. There's clear some here. Borobadger does not miss a beat to like punish Barton 4. Needs to get that Panther 4 to safety though. Would be a shame to lose it here. And Barton just needs to start pushing out more armor here. Sherman's not be great here versus Borobadger. I think that'd be a very solid pick. HCA Command's coming up here. Pathfinders and the Barfinders specifically opening up there. 15 kills, 7 kills. Yeah, Command's got the veteran fuse, a bit hard to kill. There you go. Bar drop. Rifling the other Barfinder squad, and another bar is dropped. The BA Command Squad makes round 4. We've got the Bazooka Major moving up there. But the A Command Squad there successfully secures the BAR. I'm suddenly reminded of one of my favourite lines from Campanies 1 when the Grenadier Squad picks up the BAR. I can't believe the Americans fight with this crap. That's such a great line. But there was a lot of great lines in Companies 1, to be honest. Oh, fixing up the Panther 4 here. Second one, need repairs as well. Borobadger would benefit a lot from second Pioneer Squad here. Barton going for an anti-tank gun. Still surprised he's just not getting more tanks. Still surprised at that. 5th pickup setting up the small shed. Got the Barfinders engaging the machine gun on its flank. Not bad. So we got the moving up there with the Gewehr line field sick. More to moving as well there. 4 kills close to the ace level. Great work there by Borobadger. And those Barfinders have to retreat up north here. Pyro Troopers and the 5th coming up here. We got 108 versus 374. I mean, Barton still has a significant lead over Borobadger here, but Borobadger is definitely doing some work here to close the gap to perhaps somehow regain a lead. Panther 4 there, good to go once more, though Borobadger seems to be a bit hesitant with it, not just charging it ahead there. Seizing Southern Point, clearing out the beacon as well there. Very good by Borobadger. Nothing further on in Barton's spaces yet. Heading northwards. Machine coming the center. Major there, ground the center victory point. MD4 to the cannot see here. Also, I'm a bit sad of no ambush camouflage here from Borobadger. I mean, an ambush camouflage in MD4 is actually quite good, so a bit of no start there to say personally from my perspective here. Major routed, and there you go, Major the Colton artillery here. Seizing the northern victory point. Panther 4 they need to be careful. Got the Jackson tank storming up, shoots and shot, bounces off the Panther 4's frontal armor. Lucky Borobadger there, lucky, and he's going for a blitz here. He's going for a blitz straight into the anti-tank gun. I think Borobadger here might have slightly underestimated Barton's preparations here, and he's going to lose the almost virtually free Panther 4 there. Second Panther 4 running here to the scene, but it's obviously not going to save the day. He's just going to give time to get the Panther 4. Now, for some reason, though, he's not moving the Panther 4. Could be a pathing error, could be input delay. He just forgot about it. I don't know, but he really should get both Panther 4s moving out of there. But still, the virtually 2 Panther 4s should be, saved if possible. We got the M1 moving up here from Borobadger side of things. And he's about to clear up Barton's. There we go. Loses the virtually 2 Panther 4 there. Trying to probably manage 2 marks. Ends up costing the Panther 4 virtually 2. Bit of a lot below there to Borobadger. About to clear up the 5th caliber though. On top of the anti-tank gun. Jackson taking a hit. Could get knocked out here. And down it goes. Significant losses there for Barton actually. Going for another tank destroyer here versus Borobadger. Grenade for the parachute from the Air Command Squad, but it's not enough. The Air Command Squad with G for the freeze, but also very importantly, the BAR is capable of laying down a formidable storm of lead. So at that point, you got to remember they have 3 G43s and then a BAR tossing the victory 3. They can actually lay down some incredible damage. You can see there. Bazooka Major here going for the Panther 4. Can Barton end this American menace? Going for another Sherman. Almost got, but there he goes, going for a blitz. He's going for a blitz, trying to crush them. I just hope he gets past here. Barton's Bazooka Major, can he make it? Yes, he can. That was a bit of a risky push there by Borobadger, but like if you're gonna go, but if you feel like you might lose this Sherman either way, which is kind of the case there, like you might as well try and go for the option that's more likely to like get it out of there. And that would be just racing straight at it, or maybe racing elsewhere. I don't know, hard to say, but it worked out. It worked out. All the way we got here the double Sherman stuff for Barton. So Sonny's realizing he actually needs a lot of tanks. Great work there for Barton, though just a bit too late. Meanwhile, Borobadger going for more Pioneers. Another Panther 4 there for Borobadger for Deutschland. He's using all victory points. He's still on victory points himself, and Barton could in theory make some great push here that could swing the game back in his favour. But I feel like he should have had these tanks out sooner when he had more of an infantry force to back them up. Now his infantry force is starting to deplete their meaning. I mean, obviously the Sherman's still going to be good, but they're not quite going to have the impact because they're going to, like, you know, struggle in certain areas. Oh wait, Barton here moving ahead. Pathfinder's backed up with the Sherman. Heading for that southern victory point, while seizing the centre one with another unit. Major ground the centre, Sherman charges ahead here. 50 cal almost done, going for the mortar it seems, so he's catching it. Then here's the charging at it, going for a sprint, other guns coming up there. Oh dear, almost getting crushed there, and Borobadger I think very wisely retreats. They're deciding it's probably better to just not get them murdered. Second Panther 4 ran to the scene, goes immediately pursued of the Panther 4 or the Sherman. Almost got 2 victory points again. Can soon commence the bleed once more. Borobadger's victory points. Gunner's going to send him major round it. Going straight for it. Shermaning about. We got the Pathfinder setting up here. Barfinders, if you will. Second Barfinder squad also topped with the Panther 4. Having anti-tank weapons, they are easy prey. But there goes Sherman rushes in there. No need to be mindful of other Panther 4s. And of course, the M1 anti-tank gun, since that is a massive threat. The second Sherman rhyming. M1 bounces off the Sherman's armor. That is lucky there for Barton. Panther 4 could go down here. Pathfinders can't help us with the armor. They only have bars and no snares and stuff. There we go. Got the Panther 4. Need to retreat the Barfinders. The retreat. Retreat. Mortified point blank range is causing significant casualties amongst Barton's Barfinders. Barton is not retreating them though. He's not retreating them. At least not until it's probably too late. There you go. Bars being dropped. Pathfinders being, well, shown a pathway to hell. Sherman's going for the Panther 4. Barton's going for another tank, but he's so short in infantry. He's almost got the other Panther 4. And there goes smoke screen down on the anti-tank, and he's tearing through Borobadger, who was clearly unprepared for these devious armored raids that Barton is executing with the patternistic tendencies. But he's so short in infantry, he's going to struggle to get the victory points and could still risk bleeding out on this account. One Sherman down, but of course there's another one on the way already. Meanwhile, Borobadger is short on armor. It's like there's a chance that Barton still managed to pull through. He's managed to salvage this otherwise slightly awkward mess he's managed to find himself in. But it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a close call. We got the Major calling artillery on the anti-tank and to deny it here to Borobadger. Shed collapses. Not a single shell here. Oh, there we go. Hits the anti-tank. Right, say that. Got another pack out here for Borobadger. Catches Barton Sherman in a bad place. No one sending out there. But again, he's barely got anything else left. He needs to call in troops here. He needs boots on the ground to take control of the victory points. Sherman charges forward, backed up with a 50 caliber here. Trying to take out the pack, and the pack takes out the other Sherman. Barton is down to just one Sherman, one ambulance, the Major and the machine gun. At this point, I'd not be surprised if we start, moving the ambulance out to try and grab points here. Jaeger Command Squad, they're flanking the 50 cover. 38 kills, 39. The machine gun crew got annihilated. They were executed. Another Pathfinder squad for Barton. I feel like Barton has pretty much run out of options. I mean, he's still fighting, obviously, but he's just struggling to deliver any sufficiently hard hits here to Borobadger at this point. And there you go, Borobadger goes for the Stug. Great choice there, great ideas. Using the Southern Victory point to get hit with the Major. Moving for the centre victory point with the Pathfinder squad. 6 kills on the Sherman. Stug halfway done. Gonna use just the Pathfinders there. Almost got the pack again. Almost. Another Sherman for Barton. Another tank, and the Pathfinder squad gets wiped. Barton just has no troops left. Stug about to rob here for Borobadger to exercise the Sherman presence from his base. The power of Deutschland compels you. The power of Deutschland compels you. Returns as a pit from Venture spawned. Hey, that's no way to talk about Chicago. Just shut up and die. And it's going in for the Sherman. And there you go, GG, game over. An interesting bold strategy for Barton, but again, failed to bring up more armor when he could have, to that way gain an armor advantage over Borobadger. Had he done that, I think he'd be in a much better position. Also, perhaps flanked up a bit more times. But also, interesting strategy for sure. Borobadger handled reasonably well, but again, Barton ultimately just sold himself short by not going for enough tanks when he could have. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I've learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell friends, tell family, but don't tell enemies. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow again for our last episode. Bye.